Hi, in this video I'm looking at this problem here where we're asked to draw up a loan schedule showing the progress of a loan for $25,000 at 7% per annum, compounding monthly if monthly repayments are made of $306. And we're going to do this for 4 months. So the loan probably is longer than 4 months, but we're just going to show the first 4 months of how the loan is going to work. Now, when we've got monthly repayments, this is a reducing balance loan, because what happens is you start off with your amount, in this case 25,000, and then interest gets added, so it goes up. So we add in some interest, but then you go and make a payment, so it goes down a little bit. And hopefully, and usually it is, your payment is more than your interest, so that after the month, you end up in a better spot than you did before. So you might be at $24,600 maybe. Probably not in this case. And then the next month, the interest gets added, then the payment gets added, and you're a little bit lower again. Then interest, payment, interest, payment. So over time, the balance of the loan overall at the end of each term decreases. So to do this question, there is a recurrence relation for a reducing balance loan. And that recurrence relation is written as a n plus 1 equals r times a n minus capital R, where a naught is the initial value of the loan. So what we have here in this recurrence relation is an is the value at the start of each period, of each compounding period, and it is typically called the principal then of that period. We have R, capital R, which is the periodic repayment. It's how much you're going to pay each period. In this case, it's monthly. Little r is actually given by the rule 1 plus I, where I is the interest rate as a decimal for each period. So usually the interest rates are quoted as annual, but then you have to work it out for each period. And an plus 1 is the value at the end of the period. So the value after interest has been added and the repayment's been subtracted off, how much is the value at the end of that period? And that becomes the value at the start of the next period. And it just keeps going around and around like that. So to do our question that we've been given, we're going to work out some part of this relation, and then we're going to set up our loan schedule, which is just going to be a simple table. So the first thing we're going to work out is little r. It's 1 plus I. Now I is our interest rate per period as a decimal. So we've got 7% per annum, which we need to divide by 100 to turn into a decimal, but we also need to divide by how many times it's happening each year. And because this is happening monthly, because we're compounding monthly, we've got to divide by 12. And we're just going to write this as the fraction 7 on 1200, because it doesn't simplify it down too well. So r is going to be this 1 plus 7 on 1200. Capital R is nice and easy. It's how much we're paying each month, which is $306. A naught is how much we're starting with, which is $25,000. So now we have worked out the values we're going to use for our rule. Let's go and start up our loan schedule. So our loan schedule is going to be a table where we're going to specify each month that we're going to be doing this for, which represents us increasing our n each time. We're going to have our principal for each period, which is an. We're going to have our principal plus that interest, and that's the first part of this rule, r times an. So that's just going to be ran, goes in there. And by doing this calculation separately, we can actually also then work out what the interest for that period is going to be. So that way we can have that piece of information if it's useful to us. And that's the calculation of our principal plus the interest, which is RAN, minus of our principal, AN. We then write out what the repayment for that month was, which is R. And then lastly, we have our final balance for that period, which is the whole rule. N plus 1 equals RAN minus R. So we're going to fill out this table for month 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's do month 1. So our principal in this case is actually A0. It's 2,500. Our principal plus interest is going to be R times AN. Now R we have here, which is 1 plus 7 on 1,200. And we're going to multiply that by AN, or A0 in this case, which is 25,000. And if we work that out, that's going to give us principal plus interest of $25,145.83. We can then work out the interest by having that number, 25,145.83, and we can minus off our principal, 2,500. So that gives us interest that we would have ended up paying this month of $145.83. We're then going to have our repayment, which is just capital R, which is 306. We're just going to write that in there. And then lastly, we're going to have our balance, which is going to be our principal plus interest we calculated over here, 25,145.83, minus of our repayment, 306. And so that's going to give us our balance for the end of this month of 24839.83. So $24,839.83. So we can see that at this month it started at $25,000. $145 of interest was added, so it became that amount. But we made a repayment which brought it down to $24,839.83. So now we can move on to month number 2. So having a look at month number 2, we're now going to bring our principal down. Our principal was this value over here, the one we finished with for our previous month, $24,839.83. We're going to multiply that number by R, so we're going to have 1 plus 7 over 1,200 multiplied by that number that we just brought over, 24839.83. And that's going to give us the principal plus interest for this period, which is $24,984.73. We're going to take that number and we're going to minus off the principal we have for this period, 24839.83. And that's going to give the interest that we ended up having to pay this month of $144.90. And we can notice that it got smaller, which it should have because we've got a smaller principal. So far we're okay. Our repayment is the same, 306. And then finally our balance, which is going to again be our principal, $24,984.73, minus off our repayment of 306. So our balance at the end of this month is $24,678.73. Okay, keep going. Let's do month number 3. Month number 3, we bring down our previous month's ending value, 24,678.73. So we can see that the value is getting less, so it's a reducing value. We have our little r, 1 plus 7 over 1200. Multiply that by our principal here, 24,678.73. And that gives us $24,822.69. Take that number, minus off our principal, so that way we can work out our interest. And that's going to give us $143.96 of interest paid this month. But we're going to pay a repayment of $306. And so that way we've got our 24822.69 minus off that repayment. And that's going to give us, at the end of our third month, we still have $24,516.69 owing. So finally doing the 4th month, we have month number 4. So we bring our previous month's ending value over, we multiply by little r, 1 plus 7 on 1200, multiply by our principal for this period, and that gives us $24,659.70. We then minus off our principal, so that way we can work out our interest, and that gives us an interest paid this month of $143.01. So now we have a repayment made of $306, so we minus that off from our principal plus our interest, and so we finish our 4th month up with still owing $24,353.70. So there we are done. We have drawn up the first 4 months loan schedule for this loan of borrowing $25,000 at 7% interest per annum, compounding monthly, with a $306 repayment each month. So we can clearly see how much interest we're earning each month and what the balance is at the end of each month.